Hi, I'm Graham Anderson, and throughout the course of my humanities career, I've often felt disconnected with the figures we've read about in the curriculum. It's difficult to relate to characters whose lives and decisions are based solely on the times in which they lived. The goal of this documentary is to explore the human side of the texts we read from our freshman to senior years. My film presents individuals from literature and history and portrays them in their everyday lives through documentary-style interviews. These characters explain their philosophies and motivations, often relating to events that occur in the texts they exist within. I seek to capture the human side of these figures in an effort to better understand them, as characters in a story, but also as people. Every time period has its own set of societal boundaries that cannot be understood by those before it or those after it. This creates a challenge when trying to understand a character's motivations and choices. But by breaking through these and presenting characters as normal, even comedic individuals, the opportunity to bridge the gap between generations and the constraint of time itself becomes achievable. Now, in order to do this, I took a play out of some books I read earlier in my education, and I met with these individuals in person by traveling back in time via my magical treehouse. All right, here we go. Today's the day. We're finally doing this thing. It is May 5th, 2018, and we are heading back to Socrates 399 BC. Going for our first jump. Let's hope this works. Never tried it. Read up on the manuscripts. Think everything's looking good. You guys ready? Hold on to your butts.
I am the great Socrates. Oh.
And what do you do?
I am a philosopher.
So why are you here?
I am here because the state has decided to put me to death. They believe that I am corrupting the minds of the youth in Athens through the philosophy I write. In all honesty, I am trying to enlighten the youth. They have a unique opportunity early on in their lives to discover things that people my age just cannot understand.
So tell me more about what you were teaching to the youth.
Yes, well, you see,
Drink, sir.
Oh. No, what is this? I said on the rocks.
Pardon me.
I should say so. What kind of bartender you got around here?
So, like I said, the youth in Athens.
Yeah. Yes, the youth in Athens.
Second drink.
Oh, thank you. This looks about right. So, you keep speaking of this youth. What youth are you speaking of?
In Athens?
Oh, yes, the youth in Athens. I know them well. A good group of youngsters, although I admit some troublemakers here and there. Excuse me, my throat's a bit parched. Oh!
Could have gone back further, huh? Okay. Let's go to Germany. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, I am Martin Luther. This is the church that I sometimes attend. It is very beautiful. And is that Father Heinrich reciting the book of Maccabees over there? Yes, it is. Okay, we need to go. We need to go right now. I just would like to thank you for coming out for the interview. I very much appreciate it. Sorry for having to run like that. It's just that Father Heinrich, as well as pretty much the whole church, is after me. So I guess my trouble kind of started a few months ago. I made a list of 95 things that I did not agree with that the church was teaching, and I nailed it to the door of the church. Well, turns out that's a quick way to get everyone you know to hate you. I mean, everybody hates me now. I got cast out of the church, and now they want me to recant my statement and say that I am wrong. I will not. But everybody hates me now. I mean, the Pope hates me, the cardinals hate me, the bishop hates me. Even my grandmother, she wrote a book called 95 Reasons Martin Luther is a Doofus. Number 63 will shock you. So, one thing the church does that really crosses my crucifix is this thing called indulgences. It's basically where you pay your way from purgatory to heaven. Do you have any idea how expensive that is? It's about half a year's salary. I get a discount. But still, the common folk cannot afford that. They are literally paying all they have in hopes that they can get into heaven. So I did a little bit of research on my own. Turns out, in the Bible, the only way to get to heaven is by grace through faith alone. It doesn't say, sign check here and get to heaven. It doesn't say deposit cash and get to heaven. It says, through grace, through faith alone, you get to heaven. So, I thought, what is going on? Where is the money going? Why does the Pope have 3 houses? So, I guess one thing that I am hopeful for is that when I translate the Bible, more people will be able to read it and they will realize that they do not need to pay money to the church in order to go to heaven. That is my main concern. And I think that in a lot of ways, my translation of the Bible will help to seek out a lot of corruption within the church. But, I don't really know yet. We'll have to see.
So, will you ever recant what you wrote?
Well, I guess it depends on how much they are willing to pay me. No way. I will not.
Well, I mean, he's no Joel Osteen or anything, but I think he's onto something, though. Next stop, New England. Shoot.
Hello, my name is Edgar Allan Poe. I am a writer, I am a poet, although you probably already know it. That's just a little one I've been working on. I have had a couple of hits over the years. Not many people realize that, but you may have read them. The Telltale Heart, The Raven, The Mask of the Red Death, to name a few. You know what you've read them. And people come up to me and they say, Edgar, your work, it just speaks to me. And I say, well, yes, what did it say? I always get a little bit of a kick out of that one, but they usually say, wow, you're a very dull man. Lately I've been feeling pretty miserable. I've never been too concerned with making a fortune off of my writings or my poetry. My expenses have always just been my rent and intoxicant. But now I find myself in need of medicine for my wife and cousin. She's dying of consumption. People think that I am also dying of consumption. They say, Edgar, you have a consumption problem. difference is that I can quit whenever I'd like. It was pretty rough growing up on my own with no one to love. Feels like the world's against you sometimes. You're backed in a corner. The big globe comes at you with a 1-2 and a right hook, and all you can do is suck it up and take the punch. Oof, ah, oof, ah. Over and over. There comes a time where a man can't take any punches no longer. And I felt like that man. So, I got up and I wound up my wallopy wop. I really wound that sucker up and whammo. I sent a left hook flying straight back at the world. It was my testament to the spirit that dwelled inside me. So in the days of late, I'm just not so sure anymore about things. My wife of 11 years is severely ill, and I'm terrified I'm going to lose her any day now. On top of that, I'm not sure my writing can support both of us. It's been a rough couple of decades.
Man, boring. Let's go to Russia. Anybody? All right. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yes, my name is Raskolnikov. I am in prison. As far as prison goes, we are kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's prison, so, not, absolutely the greatest way to live, but we do a lot of work, manual labor, chopping wood, digging holes. But I get along well with people here. They seem to like me. I get along well with the guards, the other inmates, even the gangs.
We like him.
So, when I do get out of here, whenever that may be, years from now most likely, I hope to marry Sonia. She is my girlfriend. I'm very proud of her. Right now, she kind of opened up a business on her own, kind of hustling on the side. She's a prostitute, but good money. She's saving up for a nice flat on the edge of town. So when I marry her, I hope to take us both out of the life of kind of crime and that we've been living our whole lives. I am responsible for the murder of a pawnbroker and her sister. Basically, I murdered two people and I ended up here. I grew tired of women taking advantage of me and those that I cared about that were simply trying to live. I thought I was Ubermensch, an extraordinary man. I thought, oh, I can kill, I can do this, I can get away with it. I cannot, and that's the truth. I thought about a plan to get rid of this woman. I get axe, I hide axe. I go to pawnbroker's house. I know she is sleeping because it is dark and there are no lights on. Shoes are off, socks are on, more quiet that way. I grip axe and I creep to the very top of the stairs. This hand I hold axe. This hand I reach out towards doorknob. It is at this moment a cold sweat breaks out on my brow and makes its way down my cheek to my chest, but stops at my heart. Boom, 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 boom. What if she hears my heartbeat? It is so loud. I think it is now or never. I have to do this. So, I grab the door handle and I twist. That is so loud. I listen. Did I wake her? I hear nothing. So, I creep inside the apartment. Ding, 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 ding. To her door of her bedroom. I peek inside. There she is, asleep like a baby. I walk up to side of bed. I look at her. I feel remorse, anger, and pity coursing through me. I cannot even comprehend what I am about to do. Yet I feel I must. For some reason I must. I stare down at this old woman. And I slowly lift axe. Slowly. I feel every muscle contract in body. Little bit more. Little bit more. Moonlight hits the axe blade and reflects onto her face. I look at her. What? She's dead. But what's that? I hear door opening. It's pawnbroker's sister. She says, "What have you done to my sister?" I look at pawnbroker in pieces. I say, "What? I don't know. It wasn't me. I found her like this." And she goes, "How can that be? You are the only one here." At this moment, I say, "Sister, look over there." She turns. I take axe. Whack. She's dead.
So do you feel you've been rehabilitated since then?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You could have gotten away with it. Why'd you turn yourself in?
I watched innocent men take the fall for the crime I committed. It ate me up inside. It only makes sense that if I do the crime, I get the punishment.
Well, I'd have him over. You got the helmets for the next one, right? Okay.
You know what they say, aren't any atheists in foxholes? It's pretty true. My buddy died and he was atheist. I'm actually agnostic, so I'm doing okay. Alright, so I've been in here a couple of days and this is my foxhole. Stuck in no man's land, you know. Some explosions and gunshots and all that kind of thing, but nothing like a little bit of white noise, I always say. It helps me get to bed at night. In all honesty, it's been kind of nice. I've had time to just do all the things I've wanted to do. I got to catch up on the paper. I haven't had time to do that in a while. Nobody's bossing me around out here. Nobody's blowing the whistle, telling me to charge, to run to my death. It's kind of nice. It's like my own little private motel, if you will, you know? I lost motor skills a couple weeks ago. My fingers started freezing up. But not a lot you can do about that, I guess. I got something to claim for myself for the first time. Back in, where I come from, you don't really get that all the time. So, pretty nice to be out here. You know, they gave me a weapon, my trusty gun. I call her Sheila. She does them in, I guess. Yeah, nothing like a little bit of alone time. I like it a lot. I will say this. The food we got here, terrible. This Rice Krispie is the best thing I've eaten all week, and I forgot I had it. We got crisps, and that's about it. Soggy half the time. Man, do I miss a good pasta.
Yeah, the food here sucks. It's horrible.
Yeah, it gets a bit nippy out here. My fingers are kind of starting to go, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, my perspective on the war, huh? Is that what he asked? Interesting question. Can't really see it from here. Yeah, no, really, not too bad. The war's not too bad. People always say, oh, it's terrible, it's horrible, but... I mean... all in all you got is a couple of guys and a couple of holes. That's kind of what's going on here. I mean, usually this area is not too dangerous. You get occasional bullets and... Oh, that's a grenade. You know, like I said, a couple of explosions, grenades here and there. Nothing too bad. Well, I'd like to say that war's pretty immoral, and a lot of the weapons we have here are pretty immoral. I mean, they got this stuff called the gas, and they kind of shoot it out, and it just chokes you all up. You can't really breathe. It's not the type you're thinking of, I can tell you that. And I don't think that weapon's very moral. A lot of the weapons they're coming out with these days are just... they're horrible. I mean, we got machine guns now and all types of things, but... yeah, I mean, all in all, I think war has its place. Just like every man has his place, you know? You should be free to wage war when you want. You should be free to do these things. What do I know? I'm stuck in a foxhole. There's sort of this sense of bravado and sort of this glorification of the war, and really, I don't really get it because it's kind of a terrible thing, and there's a lot of death and a lot of hardship, and... you know, as a young man, you're told that it's the most honorable thing you can do, but really it's quite terrible. Well, you know, nights get kind of lonely. Yeah, things I miss, you know, like a warm bed and, you know, some people. But it's pretty cozy. I can't complain. It's pretty cozy. If you kind of imagine a bed right over there and kind of a sofa right here, and then behind me is where I'd put my my fireplace, right? It's not too bad. It's like a little cottage or something like that. A little dirty, but once you get used to the dirt, not too bad. I can tell you one thing. This year's crops are going to be pretty good. But, you know, not too bad.
Oh, man. What a ride. Man, I mean, I've learned so much from this experience. I hope you guys have too. I mean, I could have just Googled these guys or something and written a presentation or written a paper. You know how boring that would have been? I hope this documentary has allowed you to connect to these figures on a more human way and gives you some context to their lives and the history behind them. I'm Graham Anderson. Thank you for watching.
How have you lasted so long in a horrible place like this?
Well, been very difficult. But there is one who I hold out for. Sasha, my love.
What? Sasha's my mother!
На недельку до второго я уеду в Комарова, сам себя найду в пучине, если часом затону. На недельку до второго я уеду в Комарова, где качается на дюнах шереметьевский баркас. И у вас в карельских скалах на общественных началах, если только захотите, будет личный водолаз. На недельку до второго я уеду в Комарова, и у вас в карельских скалах будет личный водолаз. На недельку до второго я уеду в Комарова на воскресной электричке к вам на краешек земли.